Tell me, you ask me your question again.
Yeah, the question, as I told you, is the fact that you want to remember who you were as a child, uh, when you reach a certain age.
You want to remember when you're a child, when you
Yeah,
reach a certain age.
like I'm talking about the child spirit. Thinking like a child.
But my understanding of the question, and the reason I'm asking this, is that feeling that you have to want to be childlike has to be motivated by a set of circumstances. It just doesn't come out of thin air. And normally, when you revert back, is when there is a loss, the unfamiliar. So, in that space, for instance, if we're talking about loss, if there's been a family member that you loved, and I'm not saying that you should love all family members, I'm just saying they're human beings and they've been in our lives. And please God, they are lovely human beings, and you felt the loss. In remembrance, in a memory and remembrance, you remember when you were younger and there was possibly that there was a dialogue, or if you didn't remember that person, but you think back of being childlike or as a child. So that in that framework, I can understand wanting to feel like a child, to regain that memory and those feelings of uh, age and time with that person that you spent. Love. If it's a time of, if in fact it's another time of when you've been repressed, for instance, if whatever set of circumstances, whether it's been a marriage, whether it's been work, whether it's been your own doing, I normally find that, and I understand that when you're repressed and that repression is released, what floods through is your childlike personality if it's been sat on for decades, because that's normal. You start growth again, and that growth starts coming up. All of a sudden, you remember what you were good at when you were a kid, the things that, you liked butterflies, you liked to talk, you liked to sing, you liked to dance. All of the things, the creative things that kids do naturally, can get squandered, can stop if it has been repressed. Feeling like a child is feeling giddy when you're in love. I mean, how crazy when you're whatever age and not a teenager and you feel like a teenager. Someone excites you that much. Someone writes poetry. Someone says the right thing at the right time. Someone lowers their voice. Someone looks in your eyes. That you feel giddy. You're a teenager.
Yeah, tell me. That's a good transition, actually. What is it when? So you're saying that the feeling of becoming a child sometimes often comes from when you fall in love, for example, no matter the age. And yeah, what does that feels for someone above 50 when they fall in
Well,
love again?
now I don't know because I haven't fallen in love again. However, and I'm well over 50. However, I know when I'm attracted to someone. So I'm not even in love with them, but I'm feeling, and it's not necessarily a physical thing. It's someone that attracts me with their mind, someone that's creative, someone that's musical, someone that, is just has a great smile, engages with their eyes, has a conversation. It's like, woo, this is kind of cool. This ain't your meatballs and spaghetti. This is a bit of fine dining. It's like, oh yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just put on some clothes. No. Yes, I think it's lovely when the heart gets excited. I think it's lovely when your emotions start surfacing. I think it's lovely if you're able to get excited about those feelings that come up that haven't surfaced for a long time. Or even if maybe it hasn't been for any time. I like that. I think it's really exciting. But I kind of get excited about and feel childlike when I see beautiful things, i.e., especially in Bali, you know, I'd go for a walk and I know it's really silly, but I'd see a cow and a calf and I'd go, oh, that's just so beautiful. It would just fill me with joy, like watching sunsets, you know, smelling the rice fields, walking along, looking at frogs, listening to people chatting, smoke coming through, fields on fire. All of it is just life. That is exciting. That feels, you know, I'm engaged in that. Anyway, I don't know if I've answered that, but I get childlike. I'm so full of joy. And I think that's being childlike is full of joy. The emotions just bubble over. There's no censoring.
It's very interesting. Julia, what would you tell to your 20 years old yourself? What would you tell her if you were sitting in front of her right now?
That sex is not love. That's all I would say to her. I think that's the biggest lesson for me into maturity. Sex is not love. Sex is part of the love package, but it is not love. And I understand a little bit about the wisdom of arranged marriages with families and with their children and what they wanted for the best for them. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I understand the philosophy behind it. There was a courting time. Things were much slower. There was a whole, and in my time as well, there's still a time where you court, where you actually talk to each other, that you're not rushing. You're having conversation that engages your mind, your body, your spirit. You're getting to know that person. And just having sex is not love. And I think, yeah, that's what I would say to my 20-year-old, because I mistook that. I mistook sex for being loved. It's part of it. I understand that now. I'm a mature woman, absolutely mature, quite confident, you know, la di da. But really, yeah, had I been told that, and I guess my mum told that, mum said that, but there are also lots of things that mum said that didn't make sense. Like, I don't believe that you should be married before you have sex. I think that's off the table,
What do you
but that's another.
what do you think about regrets, Julia?
I think they're learning stages. I think they're just really amazing lessons looking at it. I don't like to be regretful. It's a waste of time. And, you know, as I have said before, I've been in a long-term relationship. I don't regret it. I've learnt. I might be old now, but, you know, it makes us all. I'd rather be learning now than like never have learnt it at all. So I'm grateful. And it's a waste of energy, a waste of time for regret. Find the substance, find the balls to get what you need out of that lesson that you learned. If you haven't learned the lesson, then what the fuck have you wasted your time for? At least if you wasted time but learned the lesson and learned the lesson, then that's time well valued.
So for you, regrets are lessons. They're not really there to become bitter and explode
No,
in frustration.
I look, I'm a very passionate woman and I get angry. I don't like injustice and I don't like being taken for granted. And I have a whole gamut of things, but I'm kind. I like people to be kind. I like people to be transparent. I like them to be honest. I don't like to be betrayed. I don't think anyone wants to be betrayed. So to have regret about a situation that you didn't know about, you didn't know about it. It's like saying, God, I wish I had all this knowledge in my 20-year-old body. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You learn what you need to learn. You know, if we just understand that this too will pass, you too, it will pass. You will keep on growing if that's where you want to go. Don't, and regret is just a waste of energy. Be happy that you bloody survived it. Be happy that you can still laugh about it, that you can laugh about yourself. What is it? Suck it up and move on, baby. See that bridge? Get over it and climb on. Keep moving.
Oh, that's interesting. It's very, very interesting. Julia, let's end with one more question. You reached a point in your life where you're growing in a very different way that you have been growing the past 20 years of your life. And you are, working on different things and all. And, you own your restaurants, and you have also, you're launching this channel, and you want to share with people more knowledge, more expertise, let's say, in certain things that you understood very well. Uh, how do you feel about all this?
I think I just have a broader audience, to be perfectly honest. I think I've been doing this all my life. I think I'm not saying I've been wise all my life, and I'm not saying that I'm wise, but I have insight to certain things. And people come to me in confidence, which I'd never break, ask me questions, want my opinion about certain things.
She's coming back. She just got she's using her phone, and she's gonna come back. She's gonna come back. We just have to wait for her, okay, guys? She's here. Just her. She received the call, I'm sure. It's recording. I'm using the free version. Okay,
Sorry.
she's back. She's back. She's back. I was telling just the audience that was watching, I was telling them that you are going to come back.
I'm back.
Yes, I'm back, baby.
I'm back.
So, yeah, you were talking about you not being wise, but having a certain insight. And yeah, how you feel about all this, how you are going, what you are going through in your life right now. All this.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I'm really excited because I have a great sense of freedom now, more than I have in my whole life, because now I'm an adult. I can make decisions for myself, about myself, where I'm going, how I'm moving, what I'm giving my staff, what I'm giving my co-workers, what you're giving me, what I'm giving you, yada, 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 yada. I just feel, and it's not in control. I just feel destiny has a way of just making it real and talking about stuff that I find. Look, I'm the truth fairy. I say it how it is. And most of my life, people don't like it. They don't like it. Friends of mine don't like it. Stop, Julia. It's just, sometimes you can just be too upfront. Yeah, I know. But I don't want people to make mistakes if I can see the brick wall coming for them. However, I've learned in age, sometimes you have to just actually wave at your friends and watch them as they bang their head against a brick wall, because that's their story. That's the way they're going to learn. And that's the same for our children. We can't be there laying on the tracks for the train to run over us so it doesn't run over them, because guess what? The tracks they're laying, they're going to get run over, not our story. So it's the same as, yeah, I just feel that it's an opportunity to have a broader audience, and that, if I can have it interactive, if people can write to me, if people can, comment, that's even more fun.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, and it's fun. It's got to be lighthearted. We've got to have a moral at the end of the story, because, it's substance. But at the end of the day, you want to have fun. You want to listen to some comments, or you want to listen to a dialogue that is entertaining. Let's face it.
I see. Okay, one last question.
Yes.
You were talking about the way that you behave with your friends, and the fact that you are always, you try to always be there, at least, to give them advices and all, or give them, let's say, insights. Uh, what would you tell a woman that is in the same situation as you right now? she's in the same trench of age. She, she's going through the same thing because you're the only one, I'm sure. What would you tell her?
Keep going, baby. You're doing fabulous. You're doing everything right. I think look after yourself. That's really important. Look after your body, look after your mind, look after your health. Try not to smoke so much, try not to drink so much, try not to do so many drugs. And drugs are included with aspirin, with sleeping pills, etc., etc. I'm not your truant officer. I'm not a life coach. I just know that with balance, make sure you move your body. Make sure that you breathe. Make sure that you love something, whether it's a plant, whether it's a pet, whether it's your lover, whether it's a child, whatever. Love something, because love is the most important, the most incredible human factor that we have. And it's generated all in nature. So that's what I would say. Keep going. You're doing well. You're doing it, and you're doing it originally. You're doing it authentically. And that's what you want to do. You want to have you. You want to experience you. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Okay. One last word. You want? Just goodbye?
I'd like to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Maddie, for hosting this. It's been most enlightening. And the moral of the story is keep going. Whatever it is, keep going. There is a road and it's long.
Amazing. Okay. See you guys. Take care of yourself, and hope you had some good insights from Julia here. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Maddie.
Bye-bye.